HooHooHooRobin.
He only has a few minutes here. We got to say hi to Frank Caliendo. Frank, how are you, buddy?
Good, guys. How are you?
We had a crazy day here at the Opie and Anthony show. We did another Opie and Anthony experiment.
Sounds like it. I was going to just come on as Madden and go, I've had my sack stung by bees, and boom. You can play with them for hours after that.
Yeah, we need a professional announcer for next one.
Why didn't we get you to announce this for us?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, we've been trying to figure out things Frank can do for the show. Yesterday was perfect.
Yeah,
we're so stupid.
A mousetrap
Perfect.
on a ball, or a wasp to a ball, or possibly a knife to a ball.
Just when things are going great for him at Mad TV. He's like in so many sketches now. You're one of the veterans now over there, aren't you?
Yeah, well, it's my last year, so it's...
It is? Why is that?
Well, just moving on.
They're not throwing you out, are they?
No.
How many seasons?
You do very well.
How many seasons, Frank?
That's been 5 now.
5 seasons.
Frank, don't do it. Stay on the fucking show, man. Please don't do the whole moving on thing.
No, he's got.
Stop it, David Caruso. Just stay where you are and just ride it out.
He's got a great gig with the NFL though too.
Yeah, the NFL. I'm going to keep.
He works well with Terry Bradshaw and the rest of the gang.
Yeah, every week,
Because now they're allowing you to do some lengthy pieces now.
At Mad.
No, with the NFL.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. I've gotten lucky to they let us play around with it a little bit more and stuff like that. We and the big ones like we did. The last one we did was this Madden one. Where did you see Jimmy Johnson's hair a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
And then we did Madden had his hair, and then we pointed. I go, hey Costas, what do you think of the new haircut? And we cut over to Bob Costas, who's played by a midget. And I guess I heard Costas wasn't real excited about that. But
yeah, sure.
No. Yeah, so I did one where we went to the Tonight Show. And
that's the one I saw. Leno helped out and brought on Frank Caliendo as Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah, and that
was really funny. Really funny.
You do Bradshaw too?
Yeah, I ended up looking more like Andy Sipowicz, but with blonde hair. But yeah, well, every week when I'm on the show, it's like being on American Idol, and Bradshaw thinks he's Simon Cowell. He's like, not funny, Frank, not funny. Then after the show's like, very funny, Frank, very funny. Like, why'd you say that? Well, I was on TV. Well, Howard hadn't explained it to me yet. Man, I'm hungry. Let's go shoot some squirrels. And then like he had a Christmas party this year, and he invited me to the Christmas party, and he's like, hey, Frank, and he had prepared material for me, by the way. So I get there, he's like, hey, Frank, you know what? If you lost 20 pounds, you could play Santa Claus. I'm like, okay, great. 20 minutes later, he's like, hey, Frank, if you lost 40 pounds, you could play Santa Claus.
Oh, shit.
And then at the end of the night, he's like, hey, Frank, if I lost 60 pounds, I could play Santa Claus? How did you know, Frank? Good one.
And I've never seen Howie Long laugh at any... He always looks disgusted after the comedy thing.
Yeah, but see, Howie likes it. Howie actually likes it. It's very different. Kimmel needles you to death. I'm cherubic, so I can get away with a lot. Howie's offered to be in sketches and stuff like that. But a lot of stuff, like after we did the Costas thing with the midget, they can't comment on that because that's their peers. If they try and go with it, pretend like that's okay to them.
But I don't understand that. You can't comment and have a laugh at Costas' expense.
That's why every friend you have is in this room, Opie.
Yeah.
No, but comics always do that to each other. That's the great thing about us. We would trash each other. No one else in the business can do that.
These guys can walk into events and walk up to people and talk to them, not have to look around and go, all right, I fucked with that guy. That guy can't stand me. I wonder if he heard what I said about him.
That's why it's smart that we're shut-ins.
Complete.
We don't have to see the people we make fun of because we rarely go out in public.
Jocks are a bunch of dummies. They're a bunch of dumb motherfuckers who have no sense of humor about themselves at all.
Jimmy Norton said that.
Well, Frank Caliendo, I mean, when he's doing what's the show? Because all those shows to me look the same, so I don't know the name of the one Terry Bradshaw's on.
It's Fox NFL Sunday.
Fox NFL Sunday.
Right, okay. No, I watch it, but
the big one.
To me, nobody ever knows the name of it either because Fox NFL Sunday doesn't sound like a show.
Right.
The whole day is kind of Fox NFL Sunday. Then, ESPN has their show, and then there's like 4 people that watch the CBS show. So.
But someone brought up a good point in the room. I mean, it's a tough room for you because you're really funny, and these skits are really funny, and these guys are like, they barely give you anything. It's like, dude, come on.
It's kind of the gimmick,
I guess to a point.
They keep they're supposed to pretend like it's not that great because, for the true football fans, while they're trying to get ratings by doing all this other stuff.
Right.
Maybe you should do a date raping a cheerleader bit, something they could relate to. What Jock hasn't. Stop.
Exactly. It's not even really a date rape. It's more just hold her down like Lenny when you're petting her hair in the barn and fuck her and hope you don't choke her to death.
I'm going to smack you up, bitch. Boom.
Fucking amazing.
Frank, what are you doing for the Super Bowl?
You know what? I'm just going to be in Cleveland with my wife and son. So we don't have the Super Bowl this year. Fox doesn't. So
yeah, but isn't Fox doing something pregame or no?
No. When your network doesn't have it, you pretend like the Super Bowl doesn't exist.
How funny is that?
That's
so
true.
Right.
So everybody's home. There's no special Terry Bradshaw like little house nowhere.
I'm sure he's doing something for about 10 people out there, just walking around going, "Hey, look at me! I'm wearing a toupee." And people who don't know, I actually get along very well with them off camera, but I just make fun of them on because they need a laugh every once in a while.
Yeah. Jesus, scared ass Frank.
Now, did you watch the State of the Union address?
I saw some of it. I saw more highlights. It was interesting, as they say in wherever you are. You know what I'm saying? I hate it when the Democrats gave themselves a standing ovation. Now that is that's a French word. Here's a guy who can't get any words out this morning. Boom! Hey, maybe he should get his ball stung by wasp. I've never done that, man.
I love how half the room.
Look at Gavin's face, because he's like, this doesn't sound like Peter Old Cushney, the soccer guy. He doesn't even know what the fuck Madden is.
He doesn't know Madden, of course.
We're sitting there going, this motherfucker sounds like Madden.
He nails Madden.
Like, huh? Madden who?
Can you do a Maggie Thatcher?
Can you do a
fucking
Gavin's from across the pond.
Yeah, we got a guy from across the pond.
Gavin's like, huh? Don't get it, mate.
And his bush is unbelievable. It's dead on. It's scary how good it is.
Yeah, I got a slight little bit of cold or something right now, but did you guys see? I sent you an email. I don't know if you saw it. I did Letterman last week, and I actually tried to call you guys, and I didn't have a number at the time.
Oh, why didn't Frank have a number?
It's my fault.
No, it's E-Rock's fault.
Number 100 times, and I have a computer that erases everything. And but Letterman saw the tape of me like 2 hours before the show. And I guess he kind of knew who I was and stuff like that. But he went crazy for the Madden impression, and all he did was talk about me doing Madden the whole show. He's like, this kid's going to come out here, do 6 minutes of John Madden, and then we're going to take his pants off and put him in a cab. And it was just crazy. And I came out there, and as I went on stage, I'm looking forward to just a segue to get into the bit. I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl mostly because of John Madden. And from off screen, you hear Letterman yell, "Yeah!"
Did Madden got it's amazing for two reasons. You sound just like him. And no one would think to do John Madden.
No one does him.
It's like, who would think to even do an impression of fucking Madden and be completely correct?
That's why Caliendo is still cashing in on it, because nobody has found a way to do it that way.
That's a bad shit, man. That's impressive, man.
Through it, he's like,
hey, that predicate tastes better than the subject right there. Put a little prepositional phrase on there. Boom, you got a chef sentence.
Does Madden think you the shit? Like, is he impressed?
He hates me.
What?
He hates me.
No.
Really?
Madden hates you?
Oh, won't come anywhere near me.
What a douche.
Wow.
Yeah, it's always been rough. It's ever since Kimmel had me on and cut the Jimmy, the first sketch Jimmy ever had me on, he took a pair of hedge clippers to the John Madden eyebrows I was wearing, and next week John had his eyebrows clipped and was just, I guess he just hated my guts.
Oh, no, someone had to finally point it out to him?
I gotta tell you something about John Madden. He used to, I guess, live in my neighborhood. I used to see him walking the streets all the time. He just looks like he's miserable. I've never seen him smile. He's always just like, ah. And I've been in the same restaurants as him, and people are so intimidated by the guy because he just looks like he's a problem and just like miserable. There was a Chinese restaurant in my hood. He ate there all the time by himself and just looked like he was a very sad human.
Well, he's probably all travel weary.
Coach, man. He's a grizzled, angry football coach. For real.
They're always nasty.
How'd I get on a plane, motherfucker? He's on more buses than fucking Ratso Rizzo. Why don't you fly, cocksucker? It's 2006.
He would walk around with just an old hat on, like a baseball cap or what have you, on a cell phone, just like.
You see that horror movie, The Leprechaun? he looks like a bigger version of that leprechaun from the movie Leprechaun.
I love John. You can't trash Madden.
Oh, he's great at what he does, but in his personal life, he looks like he's a very different person.
And he doesn't fly because
that he looks like
something.
an extra from Lord of the Rings. Like he should be in the background going, boom, there goes Bilbo Baggins.
he's afraid to fly, yeah.
I know the guy. I actually do know John Madden.
He's just great.
He's got the Madden Cruiser, I guess, is the big thing he drives around
but
everywhere.
he doesn't fly because I guess some football team in Ohio, they died. All of the whole team died on a plane crash.
So did Buddy Holly,
No, he's claustrophobic. I've read about this. He's claustrophobic and he can't get out of the plane, so he won't get anything. Sometimes even in a long trip on the bus, I guess they'll just have to get out of the bus and go. I've heard stories. I don't know if these are true, but I've heard stories like he'll just get off, drink a 6-pack of beer or something, and then just get back on the bus. It's just like crazy. He just needs to get away.
Wow.
When he travels, I've been told that and he's in a hotel, you can't go on the elevator with him. They get everybody off the elevator, and if somebody wants to go up at the same time, they're like, no, Mr. Madden's going up. You'll have to just wait.
How about this? Why doesn't he fucking get a hold of himself already and stop making everybody else suffer because of his fucking mental illness?
Because
you should just be
what I want to do, Norton. Fuck you.
That's probably the response I would deserve.
You should be a shrink, Norton. That was genius. You should be a fucking psychiatrist. Get a hold of yourself.
Stop subjecting us all to your fucking self-centered obsession, jackass.
What did you think he was going to do, Jim? If you talked to him like, yeah, that sounds pretty good, Jimmy. I mean, yeah, I if I get a hold of myself, I can get on a plane and start doing a lot. You have solved it. You're on Dr. Norton.
We have some of Dr. Norton's therapy session.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
I actually got a clip of Norton helping someone out, too.
You're gonna be okay.
It's that easy.
That's all you have to say.
Nice.
All right, Frank.
I appreciate it, guys.
Steelers?
Yeah, I'm going Steelers.
Everyone's going Steelers.
Everyone.
I'm not. I'm going Seahawks.
No?
You going Seahawks? A couple Seahawks fans?
Any money to be made on that bet, you think? Huh? What do you think?
I Steelers. That's all I'm. I think that any guy that has a name that you could eat fries with at Roethlisberger, that guy's gonna win the Super Bowl and be a legend. He's the next Brett Favre.
That is unbelievable. Frank, what are we promoting today? Anything?
Nothing. I just called in to say hey.
Oh, you rock. Come see us soon.
I would love to. I'm going to be out in New York in October or something like that. Maybe I'll get out there something before that this summer.
Wait, did you just say I'll be out in New York in October?
Isn't that great? You mean after it's gotten warm and then cold again?
And for a split second, I'm thinking, well, it's late August. That's right around the corner.
Listen, guys, I'm not plugging in.
It's genius that you actually paid attention to that, because it's like, yeah, all right, Frank. It's like you thought this was the wrap up. Hey, I'm actually going to be in New York in 2008.
Hey, drop
all right,
in.
Frank.
We'll see you then.
And don't quit Mad TV, dude. Don't do no dumb shit like that.
Well, maybe he's got something in the works.
Yeah, he has nothing in the fucking works. He has a 3-picture deal. He's going to do something Goofy 4, something Goofy 2, and something Goofy 3, and don't do it, Frank.
And maybe
Do me a favor. What's the last Mad TV episode you saw?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, look at the time. We got to go.
It doesn't matter, Frank. Stay on there, dude. Don't go.
What a great answer.
Here's what people used to say to me. Man, you're on Mad TV, huh? What's Orlando Jones like? He's been gone for 8 years.
Fair enough.
What's Nicole Sullivan like? Well, she's been gone for 5 years.
Yeah, they're all new people on there now.
All right, you got a fair point. That is a fair point.
I don't have the answer for him either.
He has a little dignity, and that's the answer I didn't expect, but that's basically what it is. Like, you know what? Fuck it.
He's got his shoot on, and he's punching
Fox.
out before
it gets pitiful.
Yeah. Goose cracks his head on the canopy. He's gonna.
God bless. You know what? Very fair. I step back and I relinquish my thing. You know what? Leave that horseshit show. Let Bobby Lee carry the torch.
He's getting a lot more exposure with Terry Bradshaw and the gang. That's where I see him blowing up.
I did see the teaching Bobby Lee, was it teaching Bobby how to drive bit?
Yeah, there's some good stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
This year.
That was pretty funny.
Mad TV went away from doing all the gay stuff to now just trying to to trying to be funny for a bigger audience. For a while, and there's nothing wrong with this, but it was really geared toward gay men and young women. It was a very weird show.
That's a strange demo to go after.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, has Lauren ever called you?
No, Lauren
That's
Michaels.
weird, man.
Why would he? Frank is talented.
Well, they need someone that could do impressions on that show.
Yep.
That John Madden is enough for the whole show.
Right.
It's better than the whole show.
That's for a whole
But
season
you know what's
right
weird?
there.
Here's another point.
And they need someone that does Bush, and SNL's always been known for having someone that could do the president really well.
Right.
Right there, he should hire you.
Even if he looks like he got stung by bees and had an allergic reaction and his face puffed up. But you know what?
You're a heavy boy.
Here's a point. You guys know I've been doing Pacino forever, and it's a I've been doing a certain style of Pacino for a long time.
Well, let's hear it for the new listeners.
Yeah, we love
a little piece.
Talking like this to my friends Opie and Anthony.
The yelling Pacino.
The yelling one.
That's after
that's the
Sea of Love
yelling
Pacino. That's Pacino from Sea of Love till now.
But Godfather Pacino though, if you can you do Godfather Pacino?
Not so much. I mean, I could do
No,
it.
that's the
I could do it.
subdued Pacino.
Yeah.
But it's the post scent. I could do it today with the cold a little bit, not so great. But the post scent of a woman is what I'm mostly known for.
Yeah.
And you guys know, remember that when I first met you guys, I didn't even do it on the air. I did it on Conan, and I did it in some drops for you.
Yep.
And then what happened was you guys were like, "Why didn't you do that while you're here?" I'm like, "Well, I wanted to save something. I did almost everything else in my whole repertoire." So, and then I did on Mad TV, and I remember Anthony saying, hey, it was like a little chubby Al Pacino on there, and nobody, you guys knew, and your audience knew, and which is pretty big, and a couple other in the Mad TV audience knew that I did it, and I've been known as doing this, good Al Pacino for a long time. Well, then, do you see that guy on SNL did a really good Pacino?
Uh-huh.
And it was in every magazine about how nobody's nailed Pacino like he did.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
This was a long lead up to how Frank is pissed and he didn't get credit for like the first Pacino and shit.
I'm still battling no, it's not the first Pacino, but I'm just battling your argument about why you stay on a TV show. It's
not an argument. I just thought you just should stay because every time somebody goes, they're going to move on, they never move on.
No, I just understand that you don't believe I'm good enough to do anything else. But
fair enough, Frank. He's being fair. It's like, it's just it started off with David Caruso and then ended with the Puerto Rican that left, Ricky Schroeder left. Maybe it's just that one horseshit show you shouldn't leave.
Yeah.
No,
David
New York's
Caruso,
undercover.
Hey, listen, I
seemed to eke out a career.
I can take a laugh at my own expense. Believe me, I've been doing it for a while, so it's cool. I just, a certain time you gotta fight back with David Horowitz and go for it.
All right. Hey, Frank, give us a little John Madden as you leave us today.
Yeah, I think that the Steelers are going to take this one, and then I don't even know if the Seahawks are going to show up. It's the coffee makers versus the Steelers, and boom, I'm going with the Steelers. One more thing, guys, for the President of the United States of America. Seacrest out. See you guys later. Thanks.
See you, man.
Frank Caliendo, everyone. Thanks, Frank.
Jesus, that goddamn man. It's impressive every time I see it. It's like I'd go, how does he pull that off?
Yeah.
And doesn't it figure that Lauren wouldn't contact him? Doesn't it figure? Maybe there's a whole Mad TV SNL thing, but doesn't it figure?
It's ego.
There's fucking a guy as funny as that.
And he does more than Madden. His
Of course
Bush,
he does.
I've never heard a better Bush.
I might have heard.
I've never ate a better Bush.
And then you throw in the Pacino. He does the Robin Williams.
Oh, that's right. He does do well. He does Robin
a
Williams.
lot.
Robin Williams
really well.
good. Yep.
He does Chris Farley.
And the poor guy just, looks, just a mushy little, like fucking Norton with bones.
Yeah. Hey, we've been talking for a very long time, so let's take a break. We got Patrice O'Neill in the studio. Gavin from across the pond.
You got a
Jim
nice
Norton.
piss, Arnold.
And we'll continue.